right now, brought to you by Ford and your North Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. It's Dallas Cowboys Executive Vice President Stephen Jones. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, guys. How you doing?
Well, we're doing fantastic, and any Cowboys fan should be doing fantastic right now. I assume you are doing fantastic right now as well, yes?
Absolutely. That was a great win. It was a great atmosphere. Hats off to our fans. They came ready to roll, and our guys just respond to AT&T right now. We're just playing at a high level. Was noticing that I think it's first team in the NFL to score 30 points or more in their first 7 games. So Dak's really got that offense humming, and our defense really, played a great game against a really difficult Philadelphia offense. They obviously have a lot of weapons, and Hurd's playing at a high level too. So it's really great to watch our guys go out, execute, and really, have a great game and a great atmosphere.
Now, we've had a lot of conversations with this. Fans have had a lot of conversation with this. I know this is not like the number one thing you care about, but as of this morning, Dak Prescott is the favorite to win MVP. But the discussion we've been having is Dak Prescott the same quarterback? Because some people are saying, oh, he's always been the same quarterback. They just tweaked the offense around him. Do you feel like he's the same quarterback? Because I feel like he's definitely elevated his game.
Yeah, I think quarterbacks, all good ones, great ones, evolve, and they get better with time. I know I had a conversation with Tony Romo when he retired, and, he was just sick about it, but his health wasn't going to let him continue to play. But he felt like he was playing as good when he was healthy as he had ever played. And, you just learn more and more about the game. The game slows down. You understand, you've seen it all. You've seen all the different kinds of defenses they can throw at you. And, the really great ones just get better with time. And I think Dak has continued to improve. He was adamant that he was going to improve off of last year when he had an uncharacteristic number of interceptions. And he knows that those things can get you beat. And rarely does the team who wins the turnover battle not win the game. And he understands that better than anybody, but he's playing at such a high level, and his teammates have complete confidence in him. Our coaching staff, complete confidence. And, he's not only a great football player, but he's a great leader and certainly doing everything on that end as well. So, we just got to keep the ball rolling here. We got to finish strong as we end up the season here. We obviously, starting with last night, have some real challenges on our schedule, going to Buffalo, going to Miami, still have the Lions. So in Washington, anytime you play an NFC East team, you better be ready. So, we got 4 games we need to finish strong.
Stephen, I can't help but notice your voice sounds a little scratchy this morning. Did you happen to pick up Micah's water bottle and use the same one? What happened there?
I think it's just from doing a lot of yelling and talking and fired up. So I know it was a great night, but feel great. It's just I think I've overextended my vocal cords, if you will, in terms of enjoying the moment.
That's fine. Kevin has done that on many occasions.
True.
And he misses work for a few days. But hey, that's neither here nor there. Micah, though, on his night, going through what he was going through physically, what are your thoughts on him?
Well, he's just a competitor, and certainly he wasn't going to miss that game. We've had players seem to answer the bell even more so. They focus more. They know they got to fight through not feeling perfect. And in this game, when you're not 100%, it gets all the more harder. But of course, he comes through with some big time rushes, big time pressures. Got a big time sack when he was double teamed. And so nothing really surprises you with Micah. I do know the great news is he should get well here real quick and be ready to be full speed when we go up to see Buffalo.
Do you have general thoughts? Like, I definitely think he's right, but do you have general thoughts about Micah replying on Twitter to reporters about not getting penalties called against him?
Well, I think in general, I think, the best thing you can do is go out there and play. And I think Micah probably knows that more than anybody. I think at the end of the day, I'm seeing some clips today on the Kansas City game in terms of, their crucial offsides penalty. And, I don't think anyone's going to totally get behind anyone complaining about officiating. Officiating's hard. It's difficult. Those guys are put in hard spots, not unlike players who make mistakes, whether you line up offsides, whether you throw an interception, whether you get beat. Officiating can be the same way. You're not going to always get it right. And I know they work to be the best they can be, and I just think it's difficult. But Mike is a great player, and people have to do a lot of edgy things to keep him off their quarterbacks. And, it's a compliment to him that they're constantly jerking and pulling on him, but he'll get his share before it's over.
Now, football is an unpredictable game, but surely you knew that a software engineer who went to the USFL would eventually become the first kicker in NFL history to make 2 kicks of 59 yards or more in the same game, right? You foresaw all of this playing out like this.
Yeah, I was trying to get him signed the year before, but didn't get Jerry and Will to get total buy-in. But, I saw that one coming. I knew he was going to be special. Just kidding. But, no, he's just, obviously been just amazing. And Bones has done a great job working with him. And, who would have ever thought it? But he's having an amazing year. He seems to have, all the right things with his nervous system. And, if he does miss something, he bounces right back, which have, been an extra point or two. But, I think we've got a really good one. And, he just seems unflappable. And certainly, as you saw last night, a huge weapon. And you can tell the confidence our staff has in him. I mean, you miss a kick, 59, 60, 61 yards. The other team's getting the ball at midfield. So it just shows you the confidence that our guys have in him. Certainly helps to be playing inside with no wind, but, to have even more confidence. But, boy, he's hats off. What a great season, he's having.
Well, and speaking of having a really good season, too, and another move that you made in the offseason was adding Stephon Gilmore for a 5th. And a lot of people had questions about, where he was in his career. Last night, he answered the bell pretty well against A.J. Brown and whoever else was lined up across from him.
Well, Stephon's just a great player. And like you said, between him and Cooks, those were, I think, just 2 really great pickups for us in terms of not only the type of players they are on the field, but what great men they are off the field and how they've really upgraded the room in terms of the professionalism and the type of business they bring to the game. And we've just been very fortunate to have them both. They're class acts and certainly making a big difference in our season.
How do you have any updates for us at the moment on Hankins and I heard it was high ankle?
Yeah, he's got a high ankle. We don't think that it's going to be a severe one. We all know what those can lead to, but he's going to be getting further looked at in terms of exactly what we're dealing with here. But that'll be a work in progress, and obviously no more as the day goes by, and certainly as the week proceeds, how he responds to his treatment and what we're looking at in terms of his availability.
The other thing, I know we talked a little about Dak there, but last night on the TV broadcast, they were showing Dak's steps. They were showing some of the ways that he's getting the ball out. And I've been saying for the last few months now that I feel like maybe with McCarthy, there was just some nuance that Dak needed, that Dak never learned, and that maybe along the way. And now he's kind of learning some nuance about the game and the position itself that he just never had in his arsenal. Would you say that's fair?
I think that's fair. Mike's very detailed when it comes to coaching quarterbacks, and he's learned a lot over the course of his career. He's really good with mechanics and footwork, and the real details of what it takes for these quarterbacks to have success. And I certainly think Mike's experience and the way he's working with Coach Shoddy and the rest of the staff to work with Dak is really paying off for us. And I think Dak has nothing but complete confidence and respect in Mike and Coach Schottenheimer and, the whole crew there. So I think it's all coming together for him. And certainly, it's showing up now on the field in terms of the success that he's having, and certainly all the different, things he's getting mentioned in terms of MVP and those type of things are so well deserved. But I'm sure he'll be the first to give everybody around him the credit, whether it's the offensive line group that's we've been fortunate to get to play together week in and week out now, whether it's his weapons. Obviously, our young guy, Jake Ferguson, stepping up in a big way. CD continues to make the big plays he's made all year, having a record-type season in terms of his Cowboys career. And then, guys like Gallup and Cooks, stepping up and making plays, Turpin as well. So it's really coming together. Hopefully we'll continue to improve. We can always get better.
Now, we're talking with Stephen Jones right here on 105.3 The Fan. One of the things I like talking about you is obviously you give us insight on the team, but you can also give us a ton of insight onto the business of the NFL. There was a report over the weekend, and I was hoping you could walk us all through this. Whatever you can tell us is the NFL Management Council told clubs that it wouldn't give a salary cap projection this week. Can you explain to us what that all means, and is there a time you believe you will get your salary cap projection for 2024?
Well, we have to have a salary cap, and we will get it. It's not uncommon not to, they shoot. That's the goal, is to have it for this labor seminar, to have the next year's cap number. It's still not going to vary, to any great extent, plus or minus. I wouldn't even say 10%. It's probably less than 5%. And, it's just negotiating some things with the unions is what this usually boils down to in terms of what's included in the cap, where the credits come from, how much is allocated to the benefits of the players, just a lot of moving parts in terms of negotiating the final numbers with the union. And this is not the first time that we hadn't gotten a salary cap at this annual labor seminar meeting in December.
Is everybody all caught up from, I guess, COVID debt, from lack of a better way of putting it? And do you think the cap will be above 240?
No, I hate to be a guesser. I'm not in the details of it, but yes, for the most part, they've caught up with most of the credits that the league had coming in terms of, not having the cap be some extreme reduction, but all that's coming together. And, I don't think this is any big deal at all in terms of, whether we get the salary cap number this week or whether we get it in a month. We're planning, our cap regardless. And we have our projections as to what we think it might be. And usually, as I said, those don't vary a ton in terms of what the cap actually is. The only time it's ever done that was when we had the extreme case of COVID and, we had to play in empty stadiums, and certainly that affected it. But other than that, you're never, oh my, I can't believe the numbers.
Right.
Either gotten this much bigger or this much smaller. It's usually, and, the league does such a great job of helping, the owners plan in terms of what they feel like some range of where that cap will be.
Appreciate the insight very much, good sir. We'll catch up with you again next week. Heck of a victory. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Great being on.